everybody, welcome back to Facial Aesthetics Unmasked. I'm Dr. Henstrom, this is Dr. Thompson, and Dr. Manning. We're Utah Facial Plastics. We're glad you've joined us for another episode in our series of discussing topics regarding the face and neck. Today we have a special topic. We're going to talk real briefly about hair and hair restoration. I'm going to turn it over to Dr. Thompson to lead the discussion for us today.
You can see by looking at our hair that we're all experts on this topic. And we all actually have a good head of hair. None of us have had a hair transplant, but it's a really interesting topic, a really great discussion to have. And hair restoration is a broad topic. We're going to just introduce it briefly today. But maybe Dr. Manning, you could tell us what we mean when we say hair restoration.
When I think of hair restoration, I think of both bringing back what you've lost and also preventing further loss. So when we're talking about restoring hair, often it begins with medical management to prevent the loss or to bring back some of those hairs that have started to fall out, either temporarily or eventually permanently. So I always start talking about minoxidil and finasteride. I think they're the mainstays for men.
The introduction is that hair restoration means exactly what he said. It's prevention, but it's also intervention in many cases. And medical management is sort of the first line, the mainstay of therapy. But Dr. Henstrom, what kind of age range do you see of patients coming in, and when do these recommendations of medical management versus surgery, when do those come into play?
Yeah, we can see patients of all ages. Literally, I've seen patients in their late teens all the way up through their late 60s that are interested in some sort of management for hair loss. And we have to take a good history of what's going on with their hair, when they're specifically their loss. When do they start losing it, and what trajectory are they on? Are they still actively losing it, and so forth? So this is a problem that affects a lot of people. Each gen, females, males, doesn't matter the age. This is something we see in patients along the whole spectrum, but there are options that are available. Dr. Manning touched on the most important ones. There's other things we can do. We have a shampoo that we carry. That's what I've been using for about 5.5 years now, this shampoo that we have in our office to help prevent hair loss in myself, and I'm a big believer in it. There's other things that you'll see advertised that we carry something like Nutrafol. It's not a plug for them. We don't have anything kicked back from them or anything, but it's a good product that can help the hair shafts grow stronger and healthier. So there's a number of things that we can offer patients in their medical management. Obviously, in future episodes, we're going to get in and showing you some cases of surgical management and actual hair transplant surgery in these patients. But that's what I do, and that's what I talk about with patients for medical management. Thompson, tell us a little bit in your mind what it means for the surgical restoration or hair transplant surgeries. Give us a brief overview of what that means.
So surgical transplantation of hair just simply means that we're moving hair from one spot to another. We only have so much hair that we can work with, and typically we'll borrow hair from the back of the head and move it to the top, which is the most common place where it's missing for people. And there's two basic methods that are used for this, and maybe you can introduce us to those, Dr. Manning.
So there's a strip method where you actually take out skin and hair, and then that strip of tissue gets closed. That incision line hides very well even the same day of surgery because the hair above the incision line tends to cover it and camouflage it well. And then those hairs are then processed under the microscope and placed into the sites that we make on the top in front of the scalp. And then the other way to do it is a punch method where using about a 1 millimeter punch, you go around each individual hair follicle or follicular unit, extract them one at a time, and then place them into the front of the head.
Are the results different depending on which procedure that you use? Those two, they're very different harvesting techniques.
No, they don't have to be. Both of them can yield great results, and often it comes down to patients' preference on which way they want to harvest the hair.
Yeah, I've even had patients think that I was going to take that strip of hair and just transplant that to the top of the head, but that's not how it works. We're still transplanting individual hair follicles, so the result on the top is the same. It's just the method that we remove the hair varies. We have a hair team here at Utah Facial Plastics that works exclusively on our patients, and we do cases almost every day, and so we have a lot of experience in this area. Between the three of us and our hair team, we do a lot of hair cases, and we get great results on our patients.
So thanks for joining us. I think we'll wrap it up there in our brief introduction to hair restoration. There's multiple facets to that. If you have questions about it, please get a hold of us at Utah Facial Plastics. We'd be happy to talk with you. You can talk with any of us regarding these options and whatever is best for you. Until our next episode.